over the weekend, that Mudfest in Poland. The state health department said no on the permit, but Peter Lockwood went forward anyway and had big crowds. One thing is for sure, he knows how to bring in a crowd. Peter, thanks for coming on the radio. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so first of all, I saw some video. You had what would you estimate you had in terms of people there over the weekend?
We had right around 5,000 people.
Okay, all right. And you were told that you should not have the event, and you were going to be fined. Why did they reject your health permit?
Numerous different things. Some wording with the contracts for the New York State Troopers, and some just various little things. They're adding up to a couple different big things that we couldn't come in compliance with, and basically the same stuff that Woodstock is going through at the moment.
Okay, all right. And how did you come to your decision to say, screw it, we're gonna do it anyway?
Well, basically, I'm in the same situation they are. Once you got all your time, money, and effort invested into the event, to stop it, you're either going to take a huge loss or you got to keep on going forward.
Right. And were there any? I know you had. There were some media reports about a lady who had maybe a fractured leg or something. Other than that, were there any issues? Do you feel medical issues?
We had one fractured leg. We had one cut chin. We had one of my own workers that actually suffered a little heat or exhaustion on him. But as far as that goes, I mean, for the amount of people there, it's very, very minor.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I heard maybe from somebody who was there or nearby, it was way more than 5,000 people. Are you lowballing that number there?
Well, anybody can guess, and I've heard people come in at 20 to 30,000 for me before, but they're more than welcome to come on. People perceive things that aren't actually there mostly because it's a large area we cover, and there's RVs and campers, and it's not like going to a concert where everybody comes in one car with three people. Everybody here comes in either a large hauler or a large camper or motorhome or something like that. So it's the perception of how many people are there actually pretty different, you know.
Do you have to buy tickets to get in, or it's just you just come and have a good time that weekend? We
did pre-sale, but you can buy tickets at the gate too.
So, and your number is about 5,000.
Yes.
And they pay by person, or can you come in a truckload?
It's per person.
It's per person because you're buying tickets for a concert and everything else that's going on all weekend long. So, what do you? So you feel you were not given a fair shake when it comes to the permit?
Well, the permitting process for New York is very, very involved, and some of the things they ask for aren't realistic. Just like everything with that usually goes on with New York, it's some of the stuff that they want you to be in compliance with is very, very unrealistic as compared to. I do events all around the world and all around the country, and the stuff that New York wants you to be in compliance with is just unrealistic.
And when you say, give us an idea of the events that you do around the country or even around the world.
Well, I work for Feld Entertainment half the time out of the year.
Okay.
So I work for Monster Jam, so I do monster truck events literally all over the world.
Okay.
And when I'm not doing that, me and another person with me, Randy Oakley, we do mud events all around the country. We host them, promote them, or help putting them on, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Literally in other parts of the country, you go in, open the gates, get all your EMS or your police and state, and that's it. You put the event on. It's not months and months of planning process or doing this, and you just make sure all your stuff is in order and kind of do it.
And what kind of security and medical did you provide this weekend? Did you have to provide the security?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you handled that at your end, and you were confident that you were going to be able to handle this based on other shows that you do around the country.
Well, this is my 10th year for doing this event right now.
Yep. I've seen some wild pictures from previous. Boy, how they dive in that mud! I'd always worry I was going to especially wearing a bikini or something, diving in mud. I'd be like, I'm going to hit a stick or something. It's going to be awful. But they
girls pay for mud baths all the time, don't they?
They listen. You're right. They pay a lot of money for those.
Or other people pay for them.
That is true.
The mud bath.
I'll be there next year.
Hey, Bill, don't you pay a lot of money? Haven't you been to female mud wrestling lately?
Well, it is a very good point that I have been to a female mud wrestling event before. Thank you for pointing that out.
Just to clarify.
Appreciate that. All right, so here's the big question, though. What if they come at you with because I understand. I think that a lot of people feel that you're going to have to pay fees anyway, so you might as well do the event, pay any fines, and you still make a great deal of money. What if they decide to throw the max at you?
Well, for example, Modown the last couple of years got their permit either last minute or didn't get a permit at all. Just for example.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
There's Woodstock, for example. They're not going to get their permits. There's other venues. People are making a big deal out of nothing just because the permits aren't in place, whereas everything else is in place as far as security, EMS, your infrastructure. Everything is there in place.
Yeah.
People are thinking just because you didn't get your permits that the rest of the venue, excuse me, my voice is very bad for the weekend.
Yeah, I bet.
But they think that just because you didn't get them permits, the rest of the venue is not up to standard, which is not the case.
Yeah. Do you think Michael Lang is going to find a way to just go forward with this with Woodstock?
Definitely.
Yeah, you do, because he's invested so much. Now, some have brought up the possibility that maybe there's an insurance. There might be insurance out there, which is why he's asking again for Vernon Downs. Do you know of any insurance that you could buy into that if the show doesn't go off, everybody gets reimbursed?
You can.
You
could.
Can. Okay.
But that's a big bill for him, though, no matter what. You know?
Yeah, either way, right.
You can get into that insurance for lack of. I don't have it because my numbers aren't as big as him, but for the numbers he's playing with, I'm sure he's got it.
But it'd be hard for you to be like, hey, we couldn't hold the show because it was raining, and meanwhile it's a mud event, right? I mean, it's like rain would be good for you.
Yeah. My redneck crowd could care less about rain. I think during the storm the other night, half of them were out there taking showers and had soap out, and we're getting the weekend showers. So.
It looked like, and that's your property, by the way, right?
Yes, it is.
How many acres? How many acres do you have?
We're utilizing about 200 for the event.
Okay, wow. All right.
Michael Lang might be giving you a call there,
Michael
Peter.
Lang should call you because it's not happening at Vernon Downs.
Believe it or not, I have talked to him in the past. We were in talks.
Okay.
I know you already got the mud there, so.
Yeah. Well, listen, if he needs an emergency site, you might have the spot. So, all right, Peter, I give you an A for cojones, but obviously that's what you do. I mean, you do these shows. It's going to be interesting. It sounds like for the most part everything was safe, and you had everybody taken care of. It's a shame you couldn't have gotten that permit, and now you got to deal with this.
That's the whole idea behind the event: make everybody safe, have a good time for the weekend, make sure the whole event goes off good, and keep going forward.
All right, Peter. Thanks. We appreciate the time. Good luck. We'll keep an eye on it.
You better come up next year.
Okay. All right.
We'll be there.
Right. Thanks, man. Peter Lockwood in Poland. How about that?
Interesting. So,
and you're saying people that you've talked to say there were more than 5,000 people there.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a low number, but I mean he would know, and I think he makes a good point as well. When you come up with these RVs and trailers, that to put 1,000 RVs in a lot or in a field, it looks huge.
Yeah.
But there's probably only 2 to 3 people on each one of those. Maybe you can make that argument.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Plus, you're towing all the trucks, the 4-wheelers, everything that they were using for Mudfest. So, is that what it's called? Mudfest.
Mudfest.
Yeah, and it's what he says, 5th or 6th year doing this, and you can see videos on online that they've done on YouTube from previous years, and it really, they're and that's a big act. That Buck Cherry's a big act to bring up.
Yeah.
So you'd expect big numbers.